Hello and welcome to your Newsmax Now update. I'm John Bachman. President Obama met with technology executives today to talk about, among other things, national security and the effects of leaked classified information. This comes one day after a federal judge ruled on an intelligence gathering program that first came to light when former NSA contractor Edward Snowden leaked those details to the press. Under the NSA program, the government says it collects and stores metadata on hundreds of millions of telephone calls in the hunt for potential terrorists. But in a 68-page ruling, Judge Richard Leon said the government's surveillance program was almost Orwellian and said, quote, "I have little doubt that the author of the Constitution, James Madison, would be aghast at what the judge said amounts to unreasonable search." Meanwhile, Edward Snowden released a statement saying that he felt the judge's ruling justified his decision to leak those documents. The White House's report on the NSA practices will likely become public in the next few days. And a U.S. Senator has just released his annual report on government waste. Republican Tom Coburn of Oklahoma, a longtime deficit hawk, compiled a list of what he considers to be some of the most wasteful spending this year. It includes $7 billion worth of military equipment in Afghanistan that's going to be destroyed as U.S. troops pull out, and nearly $1 million grant for something called Popular Romance Project. The Popular Romance Project, a website and documentary that celebrates romantic movies, books, and pop songs.
It's a compilation of about $30 billion of stupidity, incompetence, and waste.
Well, Coburn has been doing this for at least 5 years now, but he says he still can't get Congress to listen to him and address this wasteful spending. Coburn is not seeking re-election when his current term ends. And just outside of New Orleans, one man is using a Christmas display to mock Obamacare. This is the 18th year that the Christmas display has had some kind of satirical message in Metairie, Louisiana, at the mall there. This year's depiction of President Obama's Health Care Reform Act comes complete with a long line of waiting patients, a coffin, and a hearse. That same designer caught some flack for one of his previous installments, too. It featured a post-Katrina New Orleans complete with houses with blue tarps on the roofs and helicopters rescuing people. And investors are closely watching today as the Federal Reserve Board begins a two-day meeting. The Fed could announce when it will begin scaling back on its bond-buying stimulus program. Many economists expect that won't happen, though, until next year. And coming up next on your Newsmax Now update, do you have your lotto tickets yet? Millions of people are rushing to stores hoping to cash in on one of the richest payouts in history. See how high the jackpot could go next. Plus, a Newsmax exclusive with Joel Osteen. What's his take on the mixing of politics and religion and the Pope? Welcome back. And the Mega Millions jackpot continues to grow. The prize is now worth an estimated $586 million and could grow even higher before tonight's drawing. The lottery's director says ticket sales are ahead of projections, and officials say if nobody wins tonight or Friday, the jackpot could surpass $1 billion for the Christmas Eve drawing. That would be quite a present. And during a Newsmax exclusive, Joel Osteen, the best-selling author and pastor of one of the biggest churches in this country, praises Pope Francis and his message of inclusiveness and efforts to reach out to people from all walks of life.
What I like about the Pope is that he talked about wanting to include all people and not try to push people away.
And that's it for this edition of your Newsmax Now update. I'm John Bachman reporting from New York. Now here's the Steve Malzberg Show.